Saying goodbye isn't easy. To friends, to classmates at graduation, to students we've had in class, to teachers that we've had, to siblings, children as they go off to a job or to college, and especially at the end of life, saying farewell to a friend, a spouse, a child. It isn't easy. And at definitive departures, something of our desire to live on after we're gone presses upon us. It shows itself in wanting to communicate something of the experience and wisdom we've gained, what we've learned in life, and what we've understood life is about. Stories are told to share this and to provide context for understanding who we are, what's of value, and what we hope succeeding generations will retain and develop and transmit themselves. Such was the case with Jesus on the night he was betrayed, just a handful of hours before he would die. The story and the context he chose to say farewell was Passover, that meal of remembrance, the meal of participation in the event of the Exodus, when death passed over the Israelites and they were delivered from the power of the evil Pharaoh. Slaves they were no more. Entered they had into a covenant with God so intimate it was sealed with blood. They were now his children, the light in a dark world, examples of what good human beings ought to be. But they broke their covenant. The darkness which covered the world set on their souls too. They had become exiled from their homeland, yes, for a time, but more significantly, from God and from their special mission. What was wrong in the world was wrong in them. They had called down a curse upon themselves by breaking their covenant with God and looked forward to that day when he would renew his covenant with them and cast out all darkness, setting things right finally. So when Jesus said, "This is my blood of the covenant," the apostles and all the Jews of Jesus' time knew what that meant. He was saying God is finally doing what he has always promised to do. He is setting things right. He's renewing his covenant. He's returning to his people. He's initiating a new exodus and ending the exile of darkness affecting all peoples. So too, though, would those dining with him have understood that what they were hoping for would be brought about through his death. This is my body. This is my blood of the covenant, which will be shed for many. This new exodus and new covenant will be affected by a death like the slain lambs of the Passover and Exodus of old. Choices matter. How freedom is used matters. God honors how he created us by not dismissing what gives our life meaning when he allowed the curse of all mankind's misspent freedom to be accepted by his Son, who transformed all of our no's into a yes, a faithful yes to God. Take this bread and this wine, Jesus says to us, which both symbolizes my yes to God and is my yes to him because it is me. It is the life and the pattern of life which sets you exiles free, definitively, truly free. No more need you live your life in fear of the grave, in self-centeredness, and in the uncertainty of what life on this earth is all about. Collaborate with what you receive. With me, he is saying, in setting all things right. And when it's time for you to say your final farewell, you'll be able to do so with peace, having lived a life worth living, a blessing to everyone you leave behind for a time.